What up, guys? Back again with another UFC fight picks video on the UFC 226 card, MIOCIC versus Cormier. Let's go ahead and get started here with these picks. So starting with the Fight Pass prelims, we got Jamie Moyle versus Emily Wittmeyer, first fight of the night. So very easy fight for me to pick. I'm taking Jamie Moyle. On the odds, she's a 2-1 favorite. Her opponent, from what I've seen, isn't that good, and she also quits in her fights. So I mean, you don't want to pick a quitter, right? So for me, I think Moyle here should be able to get it done. I just think she's just better all around. Throws a lot of strikes per minute. Lands takedowns, and I'm pretty sure she's training now at Team Alpha Male. So that's a good count for her. Obviously, you know, they got smaller fighters over there, lower weight classes. So yeah, I see Moyle here just pretty much ragdolling Emily, taking her down, beating her up, maybe even getting a finish here, or just, you know, really beating her up, you know, all 3 rounds for a decision win. So I see Moyle here getting it done. Like I said, I could see her getting a finish because Emily has been finished, I think, in both of her losses. I think she's been finished in the first round. I know, yeah, see, her last fight she got tapped out in the first round. But yeah, man, she's just not that good. So like I said, yeah, I would stay away from Emily. But you know what, let's go ahead and just say Jamie Moyle. I'm gonna go ahead and just say second round submission, guys. Second round submission. Alright, guys, next fight we got Dan Hooker versus Gilbert Burns. Featured fight here on the Fight Pass prelims. Only 2 fights, but anyways, this is a very good fight, very solid fight. Dan Hooker has been looking really good lately. Gilbert Burns is also, I think, coming off a knockout win against, I forgot who it was against, but this guy's also, both these guys are both finishers, and they're very underrated here. You know, they're not ranked in the lightweight division, but you know, they're probably going to be ranked here after this fight. Yeah, both of them were pretty good, pretty legit. Actually, this guy's coming off two knockout wins in a row here. One against Jason Sago and then one against Dan Moret. Now, I'm not too familiar with either of those guys. I seen Sago fight, but I don't even know who Dan Moret is. I'm just going to click here to see who that even is. Yeah, I don't even know that guy. So yeah, this guy's not really fighting the best guys. Hooker, though, he beat Diakis, a guy who had hype. Very good fighter. He beat him in the 3rd round by submission, and then he beat Ross Pearson, obviously a veteran, and then he beat Jim Miller, another veteran. So I mean, both these guys are looking good. I just feel like Hooker has more momentum here. As far as the styles, I mean, Hooker's primarily just a striker, but he does have some submissions also. Gilbert Burns, he's more of a submission grappler, but you know, he's more of a jiu-jitsu guy, but he's also, you know, lately he likes using his stand-up. He likes striking, and apparently he has some power in his shots. So, I mean, it's going to be a fun fight. Hooker is a slight favorite. It's a close fight, but I got to take Hooker in this matchup. I just feel he has a little bit more momentum. I feel he's beating better guys, and he's looking really good in the lightweight weight class. So, I like Dan Hooker, and I do see him getting a finish here. I'm going to go ahead and just say Dan Hooker, probably 2nd round knockout. Alright, guys, moving on to the FS1 prelims, we got Curtis Millender versus Max Griffin. Millender looked really good in his UFC debut against Thiago Alves, so I am going to take Curtis Millender. I was impressed with that performance. He's very long and rangy. Both these guys, same reach, 76-inch reach. Both of them, I want to say, have similar styles. You know, both of them like to strike. It's going to be a stand-up fight. Both of them not really grapplers. Millender does have a takedown here in his stats below, but both of them primarily strikers. Both of them are pretty good on the feet. I just think Millender here is going to be a little bit better than Max Griffin. A lot of people didn't even really know about Max Griffin until he beat Mike Perry, and people were really counting him out in that Mike Perry fight. So yeah, I just think Millender here is a little bit better than Max Griffin. He's long. He's longer than Max Griffin. The kicks are going to be a weapon, and I see him coming out here with the win. I don't know if he's going to get the finish, so I'm going to go ahead and say Millender by decision. Moving on to the next fight, Vannata versus Drecker close. Another good fight. Drecker close, pretty underrated, pretty solid everywhere. But I really like Vannata's style. Very high striking output, almost 6 strikes landed per minute. He also actually has decent wrestling, so he's not just a striker. We just haven't really seen him wrestle too much, but you know, he could wrestle, so I think his wrestling is going to cancel out Drecker closest takedowns and on the feet. Vannata should be able to just, you know, beat him up on the feet. Negative 175. He's a favorite for a reason, and I think he's going to be able to get it done. Drecker seems pretty durable, so I'm going to go ahead and say Vannata by decision, but wouldn't be surprised if he gets a knockout. Next fight, a Sun Salvage is Rob Font, so I'm picking pretty much my first sleeper here, Rob Font. So I like Rob Font's style. He's coming off, I think he's coming off a really good win against Thomas Almeida, where he, pretty sure he knocked him out. But let me just verify this here real quick for you guys. The odds here, you got Rob Font plus 153, a Sun Sal negative 178. So a Sun Sal is a pretty sizable favorite here. So as you can see, Almeida, yeah, it was his last win, and he won that fight by second round knockout. His last loss was to Pedro Munoz. Got tapped out in the first round. Munoz has a really good submission game, and this guy just kind of I think he ran kind of like into his guillotine or something. I kind of forgot about that fight, but anyways, so a Sun Sal, you know, he's been looking good lately. He's coming off a finish against, I think, Matthew Lopez. But I feel like the stand-up advantage is for sure going to be Rob Font's. Now, his takedown defense looks pretty crappy on paper, so, I mean, hopefully it's not as bad as it looks there. Hopefully, you know, he's improved his takedown defense. So I'm just going to, you know, give him the benefit of the doubt that he did train his takedown defense. Sun Sal isn't really, like, the best, you know, takedown artist anyway. But, you know, he does go for takedowns. You know, he does have some good jiu-jitsu. So that is a problem for Rob Font. But I think he's going to be able to keep it on feet. And I think, you know, he's a good sleeper play or a good underdog play because, you know, he has good power. He lands a lot of shots per minute, you know, above 5 strikes landed per minute. Very high output, has power. And I also think he's just the better striker here in this matchup. So if Rob Font keeps it on the feet, I think he's going to be able to get this win. So I'm going to go ahead and take Rob Font by decision. All right, guys, moving on to the FS1 prelims. Our featured fight of the prelims, we got Uriah Hall versus Paulo Costa. A really good fight. You know, this could easily be, you know, a main card fight. Both these guys strikers. Paulo Costa has a lot of hype. As you guys could see, his strikes landed per minute. He's almost at, well, not almost at 10, but you know, he's getting there. He's at 8.28 strikes landed per minute. So yeah, this guy lands more than double the output of Uriah Hall. This guy, he just pretty much comes at you. And, you know, he fucking throws heavy strikes. And all his wins are by finish. He has not gone to decision yet. And Uriah Hall, you know, he's a finisher. Obviously, a lot of wins by knockout. He's coming off a knockout win against Jocko. But Jocko kind of has a suspect chin nowadays. He got finished by Brad Tavares. But, yeah, Paulo Costa here. Been looking really good in the UFC. His last win was against Johnny Hendricks, who obviously isn't that great. And is, you know, a blown up middleweight, and now he retired. But I just feel like Paulo Costa's aggression and his power is going to be way too much for Uriah Hall. Also his pressure and his volume, if I didn't say that already. I just feel like it's going to be all too much for Uriah Hall. Uriah Hall has been knocked out before. Paulo Costa, I mean, this guy, man, this guy looks like he's on some fucking steroids, guys. This guy's fucking huge as fuck. He's just shredded and he's big. So I don't know if this guy's on something or whatever, but it's gonna be hard for Uriah Hall to knock him out. I mean, it's possible, but I don't really see it happening, guys. And Paulo Costa is a pretty sizable favorite, negative 400. So yeah, he's actually the biggest favorite here on the card, and it actually does make sense. So it's just a bad matchup here for Uriah Hall, fighting someone that has a lot of power, very aggressive, and he throws a lot of strikes. Where Uriah Hall always isn't that good against pressure. So yeah, guys, Paulo Costa, I'm going to say he's going to get the knockout. Second round knockout for Costa. All right, guys, moving on to the main card here. We got Gokhan Saki versus Khalil Roundtree. A battle of 2 strikers. Both these guys knockout artists. Obviously, Gokhan Saki, former kickboxer, very high-level kickboxer. Going up against Khalil Roundtree. This guy's a skilled striker in MMA. And he has Very good power. Let's go ahead and check out both these guys. Well, actually, I'll just go ahead and check out Khalil Roundtree's last fight. I think he's coming off a loss. Yeah, he lost to some guy. I mean, I don't even know who the guy is. Michel something. Michel Olegchik or something like that. Actually, I've never even seen this guy. I don't even think I've seen this guy fight. But anyways, before that, this guy actually had 2 first-round knockouts, and that fight went to decision. So pretty much, Khalil Roundtree could have knocked that guy out. So yeah, Roundtree, this guy, you know, he's not a wrestler. He's not a jiu-jitsu guy. All his wins by, or most of his wins are by knockout or decision. Yeah, this is gonna be a stand-up fight, and for some reason, Roundtree seems pretty confident that, you know, he could actually, you know, smash Saki on the feet, and I don't see it happening. Saki here, he's just going to be too much of an elite striker, guys. Now, Saki's problem in the UFC that I've seen is that his cardio doesn't look that great. He was getting tired against Luis Henrique de Silva. Frankenstein Silva, I mean. I'm pretty sure that was his name, though. But anyways, yeah, he was getting tired against him, but he did knock him out in that fight anyway. But yeah, Saki, guys, just an elite striker. Should be just way too good for Khalil Roundtree on the feet. I'm not sure if Saki has chin issues, but if he doesn't have a bad chin, he should be able to take at least a shot or 2 from Roundtree and be able to counter back and knock Roundtree out. So yeah, gokhan Saki all day, guys. I think he gets it done. The line, yeah, it's almost kind of almost a pick 'em. You got Saki as a slight favorite there. I think Saki should be a bigger favorite because Roundtree, like I said, this guy, you know, he's a striker. He doesn't wrestle. He doesn't do jiu-jitsu. It's pretty much striker versus striker, and you're going to always favor the better striker. So, Saki, I'm going to go ahead and say second round knockout, but wouldn't be surprised if it goes first round. Moving on to the next fight, Michael Chiesa, or Michael Chiesa, I mean, versus Anthony Pettis. So, I'm going to take my sleeper here, another sleeper, Anthony Pettis here in this matchup. I feel like I keep on picking Anthony Pettis. Sometimes I pick him, sometimes I don't, but I feel like, you know, I think this time he's gonna be able to get a knockout in this fight, guys. I just feel like Chiesa's body, I mean, first of all, this guy didn't make weight, so, you know, he's a little overweight, but I just feel like, you know, this guy's body is not gonna be able to take those body kicks. I just feel like if Pettis comes out here looking sharp, looking, I want to say, like, you know, pre USADA Hendricks, or pre USADA Pettis, I mean, that, you know, he should be able to piece up Chiesa easily. I mean, for sure, Pettis way better on the feet. His takedown defense has been improving every fight. Chiesa does have some decent takedowns here according to his stats and whatnot. He's a good grappler, but he has no power, and his stand-up isn't that good. So as long as it stays on the feet, Pettis should be able to beat him up on the feet. Probably get that body kick knockout. You got Pettis as a slight underdog here. Chiesa -150. So I feel like I'm gonna take one more shot here on Anthony Pettis. And yeah, we'll see if he's able to get it done. But I just think he's gonna be able to hurt Chiesa to the body. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Pettis here, second round knockout. All right, guys. Moving on to the next fight: Paul Felder versus Mike Perry. Very good fight here. 2 strikers. You know, both these guys go to war. Both these guys throw heavy hands, heavy kicks. Perry's obviously the knockout artist. I don't know why it says decision 9%. I think all his wins are by knockout. He has that right hand, very good power, but he just isn't the most technical striker. Even though he is now training at Jackson Winks MMA, so, you know, obviously he's improving. But I think Paul Felder is going to be too technical for Mike Perry. He already knows Mike Perry is going to be looking for that right hand. So I feel like, you know, he's just going to out-technique Mike Perry and eventually maybe land some clean shots. Maybe try to get the finish on Perry. But from what I've seen, Perry's pretty hard to finish. But Felder does have some power. But I just think Felder's here going to be able to get the win. I don't think he's going to, you know, be able to get that knockout against Mike Perry unless, you know, he actually hurts Perry with some sort of clean counter shot or something, and then, you know, he goes for the finish. But we did see Mike Perry get hurt a couple times against Max Griffin, so, you know, you never know. What if Felder catches him, hurts him, gets that finish, right? But more than likely, I think Felder here should be able to outstrike him on the feet. He is the favorite, negative 152. Perry has power, but I just feel like I said, Felder's going to out-technique him. So I'll take Felder here all day. And, yeah, I'm going to say by decision, guys. I think it's going to be hard to finish Mike Perry. So Paul Felder by decision. But, yeah, Felder has been knocking everybody out, guys. So just know that. All right, guys, moving on to the co-main event here. We got Ngannou versus Derrick Lewis. Very easy fight for me to pick. First of all, I've been picking against Derrick Lewis now for a while, I feel like. His last fight, I think, against Marcin Tybura, I picked Tybura. Tybura was doing well, but he got caught with some heavy shots and he got knocked out. So I was kind of pissed about that. But obviously, Derrick Lewis just has that fight-ending power, tons of power. But he's obviously, not the best heavyweight fighter, not the most technical, not the best gas tank or anything like that. He just has huge power. Now his opponent, Francis Ngannou, obviously is coming off that loss to Stipe. Now he looks in even better shape compared to that Stipe fight. I think he lost about 10 pounds or something like that. But yeah, he's just way more shredded. He's in better shape. For sure, I think he's the better striker here in this matchup. He has, big power, just like Derrick Lewis. Both these guys hit hard. I think Ngannou has more power, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Both these guys, pretty much have a lot of power. So it's going to be kind of like who lands first, and I feel like Ngannou here has a better chin than Derrick Lewis. That we've seen Derrick Lewis get knocked out against athletic guys like Matt Mitrione and Sean Jordan. So I feel like, Ngannou is one of those athletic guys. He's the guy, he's quicker than most. He's a athletic heavyweight, tons of power. I think he's just going to be quicker than Derrick Lewis on the feet, and he's going to be able to get that knockout, guys. So I think Ngannou, first round knockout. He's going to be, just like I said, more athletic. Derrick Lewis here is going to struggle on the feet unless he lands those big shots. But like I said, Ngannou's chin looked pretty damn solid against Stipe, so I don't see that happening. So I mean, pretty much both of them got power, but Ngannou got a better chin, and he also got better technique. So Ngannou all day, guys. Ngannou all day. So I think Ngannou's the second biggest favorite on the card here. But yeah, Francis Ngannou, guys, first round KO. Alright, we're moving on now to the main event, guys. Stipe versus Daniel Cormier. So I'm going to go ahead and take the underdog here, guys. Daniel Cormier, I feel like he's being overlooked. Now the odds have moved a couple times. At one point I saw, I think MIOCIC was negative 250 and Cormier was plus 200, and that would be like the best time to get Cormier. Obviously it's not like that right now, but it's still kind of close. But I just feel like Cormier here, guys, has a big shot at winning this fight. He trains with Kane, so first of all, that's already going to give him a big help. I feel like Kane and Stipe are similar in some respects. Cormier here, like I said, he's training with Kane, undefeated at heavyweight, and I feel like he's going to have the speed advantage here in this matchup, even though he did, way more than Stipe. I feel like he's going to have the better speed in the matchup. For sure, he has better wrestling. He's the better grappler. Stipe, pretty much what Stipe has is he has more power than Cormier. And his boxing is also pretty good, but Cormier's boxing isn't horrible. So I give Stipe the slight advantage with the boxing. But other than that, I mean, what else does Stipe really have? He has good power. He has one punch knockout power, and he has better boxing than Cormier. But I think Cormier beats him everywhere else. So I really like Cormier here as a sleeper pick, and I think he's going to be able to get it done, guys. I see Cormier here just kind of outpointing, out-pressuring, outpacing Stipe here on the feet, and eventually he's going to probably take him to the ground and just kind of lay on him, whatever, gas him out. We did see in Stipe's last fight, he was getting tired against Ngannou. I feel like Cormier's gas tank's better. So, like I said, I feel like Cormier has a lot of advantages here in this fight. Obviously, the size is a big advantage for Stipe, which is why everybody's picking Stipe, I think. But yeah, I just feel like Cormier's gonna be able to come out on top. So yeah, easy fight for me to pick. I know it's an underdog pick, but I'm gonna go ahead and take Cormier by decision. That's probably the safe pick. But I mean, some people are thinking he could get maybe like a third round submission on the ground or something like that, or maybe a fourth round if Stipe gets gassed out. It's going to be hard to finish Stipe with punches, but we have seen that DC does have some power at heavyweight, guys. So I mean, that's just something to note. But my official pick, Cormier by decision. All right, guys. So that does it for my picks. Let me give you guys my top 3 most confident picks. Obviously, I'm gonna start out with where you at? Biggest favorite, Paulo Costa, biggest favorite on the card, followed by Ngannou, and my 3rd most confident pick would have to be yeah, let's go Jamie Moyle. I think she's pretty safe. I don't think Emily's gonna do anything. So those are my top 3 most confident picks. And obviously my favorite sleeper here is gonna be, where are we at? Yeah, favorite sleeper is gonna have to be Cormier. First of all, he has the best odds out of Pettis and Raffont, and yeah, I think he has the better shot of winning also. So yeah, that's my sleeper, Daniel Cormier. So that's gonna be it, guys, for for this fights, or for this card's UFC fight picks. Let me know what you guys think about my picks. But yeah, I think should be a good night of fights for sure. I mean, these are really good fights, guys. And yeah, I think my picks are going to be pretty solid. I think Pettis could let me down. Font could let me down. But I mean, I feel pretty confident here that Cormier is going to get that win. So anyways, guys, that does it for you for my picks. Like I said, post your comments. Let me know what you think. Subscribe for more. I try to do these UFC fight pick videos every time there's a UFC card. So subscribe. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the fights, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.